The Whiskey Brothers podcast is intended for an adult listening audience. If you find yourself easily offended, I guarantee this will do it.
They don't want no problems, nah.
From Houston, Texas, the Whiskey Brothers podcast starts now.
Welcome to the Whiskey Brothers podcast, everybody. Episode 996. We're the Whiskey Brothers full cast in the studio. Jerry Wayne Longmire, Trey Tutson, Sam Damaris. I am Slade Ham. We are tiptoeing quietly towards 1,000. We're going to do a 1,000th episode. We don't know when. Somewhere that week, we're going to do something cool. We will be here. We'll be doing games and stuff, but also giveaways. Thousands of dollars of lies. Will Loden running back a house for us today. Yeah, lies. Will Loden is doing all of the back of house while Adam is on the road. We're super fan in the house. My Cake Day, if you know us from our Discord server.
I love that you're in the house, but you're still in the chat.
I know it's it's remarkable.
She's awesome.
She also brought a brand new bottle of Jameson
Thank you.
Contribute to the cause. We love our fans. We want you guys to be one of them. You can go to our YouTube page and subscribe. That is the best way. Somebody on that subscription list is going to win something extraordinary in the next couple of weeks, and that's all I can tell you. But if you're not subbed to the Whiskey Brothers on YouTube, you're going to be missing something.
Emphasis on the ordinary.
Yes. So I raise a glass to you, gentlemen. What would y'all like to get into? We have an entire afternoon or evening to. We'll do it again. I just waiting on Trey. Yeah, to have it to commune amongst one another. So what are you contemplating?
Well, I was talking to you about all that book I'm reading about. So I'm reading this book about Bill Monroe, who's like the king of bluegrass, and Jimmy Martin wrote the book about him. And one of the things he's talking about in there is that the reason Bill Monroe defined bluegrass was because he didn't let a single instrument play in the same octave. So you have 5 instruments of bluegrass. You got your bass, your banjo, your guitar, and then the mandolin and the fiddle. Okay. All 5 of them playing in a different octave.
So wait, what's
bluegrass?
What's an octave?
How's it going?
Octave. So here's the thing I didn't know about the octave is Pythagoras. He's the guy that laid all this shit out for us.
Wait, say it again.
Pythagoras.
Pythagoras,
you know, like Pythagorean Theorem.
Pythagoras.
Yeah, or whatever. Fuck.
Oh, is that the hypotenuse dude?
Yeah. The
C equals the square root of a squared plus b squared.
So Pythagoras laid it out for us. He gave us 12 notes, right? And once you hit that 13th note, you're going in the next octave. And every octave doubles the number of vibrations per note. So, like if you're
I had a moment while I was outside in between episodes. I'm going to need you to say that part again.
Okay. Pythagoras gave us 12 notes per octave, right? And every note is a number of vibrations. Like your A note, like on the banjo.
Is this the frequency of a sound wave?
Yeah, it's like 220 vibrations as you're tuning it. That's what you're looking for to get your A note. But when you jump up into the next octave, it doubles. So it'll be 440 vibrations in the next octave once you go to that mandolin. Pythagoras laid all this out, and it got me, he gave us like diatonic scale. And he gave us a way to break these.
Motherfucker, you saying that word in that accent breaks every synapse I have.
I broke the diatonic scale.
Yes. So wait, I know pentatonic scale.
Yeah.
Diatonic is, none of us really know, but lie to me.
The diatonic is the breakdown of these octaves and the breakdown of the vibrations and the way they work and how they double. And then, of course, if you go octave down, you go down from 220 to 110.
Okay. It's bassier?
Yeah.
This sounds like electrical outlets.
You're going to want to have to.
Funny enough, that ties in too. Alternating current works a lot like octaves work. It's really interesting. But this Greek mathematician, here's what I don't know.
Wait, what is that chuckle?
I just don't want him to sound informed with this accent.
Oh, that's what's bothering you.
But I'm listening.
The amount of intelligence coming out of that octave.
It's a bad octave. I got too many vibrations.
Yeah, it's beautiful, Jerry. Continue.
But this Greek mathematician, who knows when, back in olden times,
fuck several boys.
He laid all this shit out that we're still using. And I guess where I was trying to get to is, did he invent math or did he just discover it?
Oh, discover.
Discover.
Right?
Discovered.
Because, there's all kind of math in nature, fractal patterns and Lichtenstein figures. And
So-
Motherfucker, if I'm a caveman and I go, hey, man, and someone comes up and goes, hey, can I stay in your cave? Bro, you're going to have to come out with some rocks. And you go here. And I'm like, no, 2.
No, but even beyond, but even before we managed to convey it, we discovered how to communicate and talk about it. But the underlying physics exists with or without language. That's some human shit
Thank you.
that we're adding to the equation. The Fibonacci sequence, when you look at how sunflowers grow, like when they going clockwise or counterclockwise, they grow in the Fibonacci sequence and the perfect ratio, the golden ratio, which is like 1.6, and fractals. Once you start taking all that into account and the fact that they replicate themselves in everything from the patterns on snail shells to the way a nautilus shell is shaped to the way flowers are built and the offset of their petals because nature. And this is what it all comes down to. Nature is always after efficiency. It's on its way to zero, right? All it wants is everything to vibrate nothing. And once it gets there and we're at the end of entropy, life stops and everything hits absolute zero and the world ends or whatever.
Luckily, it's going to be a minute.
A minute. But that's what they're after. So all of nature is laying itself out in the most efficient way to do the least amount of work possible to get itself there, and those numbers just happen to be consistently the most efficient way.
Yeah, who designed that? We don't
And
know.
again, at the
But they
beginning-
found evidence now that Pythagorean's theorem ain't even Pythagorean's theorem. They found
you love
evidence
saying
in
people hack shit.
writings 5,000
First MLK.
5,000 years before Pythagoras showed up.
Yeah, but here's the cool part. 5,000 years earlier, a black dude wrote it.
True. It was
opposite
Egyptian.
MLK.
It was
Yeah,
Egyptian,
that's
so
right.
that's fair. That's
that's African.
Like our number system's called the Arabic numeral
Right.
system, right? So I was telling one of my old hillbilly buddies, we were talking about the difference between Roman numerals and the Arabic numerals, and he's like, well, I don't know nothing about no Arabic numerals. And I was like, you do, though. I said, we learned them in school. He goes, I don't know where the fuck you went to
You
school.
get away
but I
from
didn't
me with
learn
those
no
Muslim
goddamn
numbers."
Arabic shit. And I was like, you realize most of our math comes from the Muslims, and most of our science and medicine
Literally,
comes
algebra is algebra.
yeah. It's a network now.
That's
on
all
a watch list.
It's only half a joke. The rest of it's fact. That's literally a Muslim
But
word.
you got to use Y to figure it out.
An Arabic word, not a Muslim word. Yeah.
To your point earlier was like, I go back to the earliest of mankind. It's on Africa, Asia, whatever. A spider, like when you talk about the flowers, spider still has 8 legs. So like, hey man, if you're part of this tribe and someone with 8 legs bit your buddy and it dies, next time you're out, you go,
Fuck that.
that math was there, and
Yeah.
you go stay away from that thing. Yeah, we all discovered math. Numbers are numbers. That's
Because they consistently work in the background, whether you acknowledge them or not. Like the math of the perfect ratio or the golden ratio, whatever that is.
Joke is math.
The what?
The perfect joke.
Oh
is
yeah,
math.
100%. It's everything has an underlying fundamental math. I always talk about Matthew Broussard when I talk about the math of comedy because
Because it's in his name.
yeah, yes, but also he's done the work. Like he's the mathematician when it comes. He can show you the formulas and the different types and the way here's the Pythagorean Theorem of comedy or whatever. That's
So
I think
who wrote that one?
it
if the
an
first
Egyptian.
Is it scrawled down in one of Richard's old notebooks somewhere at
An
the comedy
an
store?
Egyptian.
Or on a mirror scrawled in cocaine
It's written
residue?
bird. Anyway, there.
if the first 2 babies ever born, both had 10 toes, and then the third baby ever born had 9 toes,
That's where math was formed.
they were like, there's 1 less. Oh, what's 1?
Yeah.
1 is a number. Cool, we're here.
I just kept trying to figure out if there's like one dude that like showed up. Everybody, y'all are not gonna believe this.
Oh, they called him Tolish
You know?
Joe Jackson. Yeah, it was Friday.
You know, we throw a certain amount of logs in the fire and it keeps going. Turns out there's a way to figure that out.
Yeah, it's a
4 is too many. 3 is just right.
I stuck some balls on a stick and we move them back and forth.
Yeah, I think math is all just us watching patterns happen and writing them down, and then going, "Oh, that's consistent." We're humble spectators to the
I was talking about
magic
music.
of math.
Music's one of the most emotional feeling things it is, but bluegrass, which is the most hillbilly of music, is math.
So when you go back to that,
And
though,
the man that perfected it had the math down.
but all music is just so sound waves are vibrations of atoms in the air, right? And all that is math. That's literally you picking how frequent the vibration is, the length of the wave, and how it affects your eardrum when it hits it, which is different than probably how it affects anything else when it hits it. But humans hear shit a certain way.
Well, I'm running over to college. I'm going to hire me a mathematician to write my new closer.
That's
That's why every tuning fork has a number. Bing.
I don't even know how to. So they're just notes. Each one is an individual note. All right,
There's a number on it.
I have an app that does my guitar.
And Pythagoras laid that out for
Pythagoras.
12 notes, 1 octave.
So how did they know that back then? Because how do you measure sound waves?
That's what the
Motherfucker,
that's why I
how did
was so
Galileo
confused.
know that the fucking star was out there and the sun was a star? How do they know any of this shit? There were some really smart motherfuckers back there because they weren't sitting around their cell phone all day.
And some well-placed guesses.
Loudly telling me you don't know doesn't make it different.
I'm just saying. I'm saying I don't know either. I don't know how they know either, but somehow these motherfuckers figured it out.
But like a telescope gives you X amount of data, right? Like I know what a telescope is going to show me. How whenever Pythagoras was Pythagorean, when he was Pythagorean, what was your ability to measure sound?
Sounds like a sex position.
It really does.
It does.
Well, I reckon they probably had a harp.
Okay, yeah, I know they know. I know they knew how to make noise.
I don't know if they laid a leaf on the string and counted how many times the leaf moved.
That's my question. Is what was the measuring technique? To
I don't know.
fucker,
man.
you only went that far and stopped.
No, I went farther than that. I got off in a rabbit hole.
The internet
of
started fucking
information I
up.
didn't understand.
Where'd you end up, and what kind of dick did it have?
So turns out Socrates.
Socrates.
Who was the most hung philosopher in ancient Greece?
I don't think it was any of the Greeks. To be honest with you, you seen them statues. Unless there's a philosopher named, Clarence.
Xerxes, it turns out.
And Clarence said,
I wish there was a book of Clarence.
The philosopher with the biggest
good-ass
dick
book.
was Shaka Zulu. Turns out.
crazy stuff, man.
So how far down your rabbit hole did you go?
Mostly into Pythagoras' life and times on the earth and all the other theories that he established
Such as?
and laid out. Well, I was really big into the Pythagorean Theorem. That's when I was reading about that and learned that the Egyptians actually came up with it way before him.
So they figured
and
out
they've just proven that.
how to figure out what the hypotenuse is of the
Yeah,
right.
and they don't know how the fuck he got the information from the Egyptians.
Well, I mean, that would explain the pyramids.
Same
You
way
know
we got
what,
rock
white
and roll
people-
from James Brown.
Yeah. There was definitely some Elvising.
I'm guessing there was an Egyptian Elvis.
I mean, it's the people who built the.
He was just standing over there, heard an Egyptian talking.
He
about,
wrote
that's
Heartbreak
pretty
Pyramid or
You
whatever.
know
the-
what? I'm all for white people being woke until they start like fucking with your childhood. I'm
What do you
all
mean?
for just meaning. Don't tell me I took geometry for no reason. Don't tell me that this dude that I had to study 6 weeks for was Drake. like, he wasn't even him. You know what I mean? Like this nigga's the Milli Vanilli of goddamn math.
Trey, you're a comedian. Before he opened his mouth, you still took geometry for no fucking reason.
Oh, that's good.
It's a dumb fucking subject.
Damn it.
Yeah,
It's
Broussard
dumb.
don't use geometry.
Unless you're gonna be a fucking architect. Why the fuck do I gotta put this on my goddamn record?
I don't know.
Stupid.
I don't even
One
know,
day you
man.
might have to figure out how many tables fit in a comedy club. That's the,
Right.
That's math. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's fine.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't need
This has
angles.
been an
You put
interesting
on-
conversation.
You owned a comedy club. Did you set your room up with a motherfucking protractor? No, you didn't.
Absolutely. I had it down to 28
You
square feet for a floor top.
OCD motherfucker.
I know
You
there was a
probably did.
protractor involved getting that fucking bank door out of that son of a bitch. Jesus Christ.
Bro, that was the most. All right,
I
so
remember. Fuck.
side story. When I opened my comedy club, we took over what used to be an old bank, and there was a vault in the back of the room. So it was left there
Green room.
when I worked. No, because it's like prisonish. It was
I
very
know what you mean.
when I worked there before I owned it. It was a liquor storage room and where they kept the money. But it was also, if you're looking at a rectangular showroom and you're standing on stage, it was the middle chunk. So your room was kind of V'd out around it. And you missed the middle part of the room because of it. So when I bought the club and I moved into the room, the first thing I did was break down that wall and destroy the vault. And I realized day 2 that it was beyond my technical capabilities. And then I hired some people.
Didn't y'all sell the bank door? Some dude like came from Oklahoma
Absolutely.
and picked it up.
Came down, picked it up. It's a vault door. It
And
was
we
a-
were like, how's he going to get it on that trailer? And
don't
then
give
some
a
bitch
fat
showed
baby's
up
dick
and
how he did it. It was a put it on, figure it out. Yeah.
He was fucking excited about
We
it.
sold it. It was. I mean, it's a good vault door.
It was cool
And if
looking
you
as
got a
hell.
brick room and a place to put a vault door, I wish I had it now. It'd be the backdrop. There'd be, but there'd be total.
Oh, that guy's sitting behind that door right now with his pre-gender neutral potato heads and a bunch of ammo, some freeze-dried food,
All the canceled Dr. Seuss books.
I swear to
reading the
God.
Redneck Manifesto by Jim Goad.
I was like, he's really liberal with his children. You were talking about something totally different. That's pre-gender neutral potato head. Anyway, I'm writing it down.
Oh my God, that sounds like the most woke band ever.
Yeah, we're just not writing it
Oh.
down. Get us
Too
kicked.
many letters.
It's a lot.
That'll get us kicked. I like that. I like that's our new parameter. That'll get us kicked.
That'll get
Just
us
thinking
kicked.
about it. No, I'm fascinated by your math. I watch a lot of all the subscriptions I have to various streaming things. One of them is to Curiosity Stream, which is like all documentaries. And there's a bunch of shit on there about just math in the natural world. And that stuff is a rabbit hole to end all rabbit holes because you do understand that it predates
Everything.
all of us.
Fractals, the math
Fractals will
behind
fuck your
fractals
mind
are
up.
one of the most interesting things. They're
How
they
something can have
literally exist
infinite
in
length
everything.
yet not infinite area.
Yeah, and they exist in everything. And then you get in Lichtenstein figures and how those are created and why people that get electrocuted show up with the same marks on them as tree leaves.
Yes. Go ahead. And river
Rivers run
tributaries.
in
Go ahead.
Liechtenstein.
Get your chuckling ass out.
I didn't
You
say
can't sit there and
nothing.
chuckle for
Liechtenstein.
5 minutes and tell me you don't have anything to say.
Fine. The blackest part of this podcast has ever happened in the history. 996 episodes. Me and this nigga locked eyes and was like, nigga, we said it with our eyes.
It happened.
Yeah, it did. It was like,
It happened.
go ahead,
I
fractions.
found it fascinating, man.
What is this about
I'm
fractions?
sorry, math is what separates
No,
us.
no, I'm sorry. I want to hear
I
more
was
about
with you
fractions.
on math, but when you got the fractals and all this,
Fractal,
and
we
the
like,
fucking-
this is-
I'm like, I've done a lot of the psychedelics, and I'm like, yo,
You
Well,
have
were seeing
something that just
fractals.
don't go to
a
my
lot
Yes.
of those hallucinations.
What you are
fractal
most of what you
hallucinations.
are absolutely creating in your brain
Motherfucker
during a
tell them-
psychedelic experience,
Great.
particularly mushrooms, or when you close your eyes and your brain goes to that place where it's making shit up, I guarantee you it follows fractal math.
Fractal math. I didn't. Yeah, you're right. I didn't see
I
my
want to-
drunk
Not
uncle.
crystal meth, fractal math. Those are two different things, and they're separated by however far Houston is from Beaumont.
And not fraction math, because I still can't do fractions.
Okay.
I read that whole book.
That's
So
All I know is I'm the lowest common denominator.
y'all are asking how the Pythagoreans come up with the number of vibrations back then, and they're saying that it would be through distance. You measure the distance, equal thickness cord, different lengths, and in my cake they said waves travel through the air, and that can be measured by distance, space, and speed.
yes. However, how did they know what waves were then? I understand how they measure waves. I understand the math of measurement and how all that works.
Motherfucker
But-
found some mushrooms.
No, they didn't know that they didn't know atoms existed. So who invented the atom? Not invented the atom. Discovered the atom. What was the first atomic structure? Whatever.
Was it Marie Curie?
No, that was maybe. I thought she. Who knows? I'm literally in the dumb area. But you can't tell me that you understand how waves function if you don't understand how atomic structure and particle physics
Well, he
function.
may not have written it down like that, that's what it was, but he knew, hey, I got one guy standing at the end of the beach. He can't hear me when I do this.
Okay, that's fair. Sam's
John
about to-
Dalton.
You know?
John Dalton in 1808.
Thank you. So the 1800s, before we had any concept of particle
Matter
physics,
and, yeah.
and before that
That's
it was
fucking
just stuff.
crazy. Where you're like,
Wait,
yo,
wait,
we
wait,
can't
wait.
measure sound, but we know we're supposed to own people. That blows my mind. You ain't a person, but we don't know what sound is.
Hang on. Actually, the history of the atom begins around 450 BC with a Greek philosopher named Democritus.
Democritus?
Democritus.
Not E's, it's U.S.
Democritus?
Democritus.
Democratus.
He wondered what would happen if you cut a piece of matter such as an apple into smaller and smaller pieces.
Hang on, simmer down. We learning shit.
Democritus.
Democritus is
Tell
cutting
me
an
about
apple
this
into
unemployed
smaller-
motherfucker.
Cutting stuff into smaller.
Democritus Jackson, unemployed. Go ahead.
Let's be honest. Sounds
Whoa.
like
Child
one of my
support.
ancestors.
Yes, if we're allowed to read the whole name on the application.
Hush, Captain's got to teach shit.
I apologize. Tell us more about Democritus AD.
BC.
Oh, damn.
Wait, 450 BC?
Before cannabis.
He asked if you.
But it was his theory. John Dalton discovered it was fact in the 1800s. But Democritus wondered what would happen if you cut a piece of matter such as an apple into smaller and smaller pieces. He thought that a point would be reached where matter could not be cut into still smaller pieces. He called these uncuttable pieces atomos,
Wow.
which is where the modern term atom comes from.
So
But how
that-
good a knife did he have?
He didn't. He didn't have the one from the
was using a
fucking
rock.
his Dark Materials. He had no. He was, but he philosophically invented.
He was a philosopher.
He
Yeah.
found the atom before we found the atom. So we didn't find the atom until. I'm sorry.
I apologize.
Oh, we
I'm just-
we didn't agree that
we-
somebody that wasn't white knew what an atom was until the 1800s. Is
That's-
what it sounds like.
2,250 years later, somebody was like,
Proof of his
Right.
philosophical
I do, might be right.
theorem. Okay, so go ahead.
My grief. I'm sick of history with this BC AD shit. Okay? You don't have no right to say nothing. You thought the earth was flat, my G. You can't tell me shit.
But-
as far as facts go.
You saying you can't be wrong about one thing and right about another thing?
okay, because
I'm about
because
to bring
I'm
up
a millennial. I believe in absolutism.
Boats will come right back.
That's
Knock, knock. Who's there? Boats.
We're
That's
going
the
to
big
get on a
trait
boat
is
and
they-
figure out the curve of the earth.
What are you saying, Sam?
They thought the earth was flat, and they thought things could be broken down to atoms. One motherfucker was wrong. The earth wasn't flat. The other guy, they were like,
Because
hey, let's get in a lab. Oh, shit.
before we had measurement tools for most of this stuff, scientific measurement tools, all of this shit was
So
philosophical.
funny. This is funny to justify white facts. Wow. Just to sit here and be, hey, they didn't have the tools.
Hey, let me explain something real quick. Greek ain't white. All right?
What is Greek?
I don't know. Don't lump it in with us.
Mediterranean.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny, Jerry. Keep them out. Damn, I didn't know Greeks was the other Jews.
And then Pythagoras, it
Greeks
turns
and
out he said-
Italians do not go with us. Okay? Okay.
That's funny.
See if that gets us.
Turns out he said the Pythagorean Theorem came from Egypt. That ain't white.
I mean, most of everything is a theory.
It's
Everything is a philosophical or ideological theory until you test it.
Improve it.
And then you have and it's still just a proof. It's a
Yeah.
proof of a theorem, and until it's disproven. Even proven shit is only real until it's not.
I always
That's
hate
a
when
scientific
people.
method. It all
Yes.
begins with a hypothesis.
Yes, and it only is real until it's
look.
not.
Let me just
would-
say, on a scientific level, I'm out of my element.
Yeah. That's fucking.
The
You are
scientific
periodically.
lithium?
You are periodically correct.
He asked me why I'm quiet. I'm out of my motherfucking element.
the
Yeah, but we're
scientific
making
method-
science puns.
He nailed it though.
Thank
That's
you.
all I got.
It's your fucking iron will.
The scientific method is the exact opposite of the U.S. justice system. Here, we are innocent until proven guilty. The scientific method, you are bullshit until proven you are
You're
not.
right.
I
Gotcha.
always hate to hear people arguing on the internet, and they're like, "Well, it's called a theory because it's theory." Like that's not what the fucking scientific theory
Right,
is.
but also no. To answer you, I think you're wrong on that. In science, Things are right.
know which eye I
hang
just
on.
winked at.
Things are right until they're proven wrong. There is never a definite truth in science. There's only what we know now. So in that
Anything
case,
can be
it is
proven wrong.
always innocent until proven guilty.
Tomorrow, a guy might do some new math.
We prove things incorrect all the time. They thought it was global cooling in the 70s.
I want to ask you.
Please do.
Yeah, I gotta give him that.
Does
I gotta give him that.
it's
You said some bullshit, which is 90% of how you talk. But
He hates it when I know things.
yeah, you don't really be knowing. You just be up late high googling the wrong shit.
Just read a lot.
You just said some goofy shit. What was the goofy shit you just said to me?
Which one?
Something about something dick.
Last thing you just said to me. You can't remember that quick. I know you older, but just try to think a little bit. Move your eyes side to
Do
side.
you remember what I said?
Move your eyes side to side real fast.
Listen,
Remember he
I'm
told us
waiting
to
on
do
Young
that?
Brain to figure this out.
I can't remember
The
what it said.
repository
He
for.
said I said some goofy shit.
He just said-
Will
he-
knows it.
No, that's not it. I wasn't
Oh.
bringing up the
Greeks ain't
racism. I was
white.
talking
That's
about
not goofy
science.
shit. That's real.
The science shit you just said. It was stupid.
It was stupid
Remember how
science.
dumb it was? It was just a few moments before he had to explain
Was it a
his
joke
point.
or was it some science shit?
No, you had brought up some shit. It seemed like some numbers was involved. Science shit. What you said, Jared?
When I was talking about Arabic numerals and
No,
Roman numerals?
that's way a long time ago. I'm
Okay.
talking about a few spaces ago.
Back up the tape, Will. I don't know.
Back up. You can't think of it. Great. Good.
Ain't nobody else
Which
can either.
which how I know it's bullshit.
Yeah, can
That's
anybody in
how
the
you
chat-
know it's bullshit. Nobody can remember. Not me, not the nigga that said it, not the chat. Nobody.
Well, the guy who said it's probably dead.
Bullshit. I was talking about. Oh, you right.
He said, I said it. I said,
No,
Rest in
well,
peace.
But we've been quoting people from fucking thousands of years ago.
I really don't remember what I said.
Something
Got
before
you all worked
Democritus?
up, son.
It was way after. He literally just said it. I was like, hold your thought. And then Slade said what he said to you. He was like, more bullshit, more bullshit. And then he had some more bullshit, but I couldn't get back to it.
Funny thing about Democritus,
Uh-huh.
devout Republican.
Give me that. That's so funny to me.
Wasn't saying it for none of this algebra.
My name's Democritus.
You keep
Fuck the people.
You take them Arabic numerals and cart your
that
ass
Arabic-
back
so
home.
funny.
We don't let them people in the bathhouse.
Make America Greek again.
I wish I knew what the fuck I said. Got you all worked up. I wish I could
Weirdly,
remember it.
same amount of ass fucking.
I'm going to go back and watch the episode.
With their daughters.
I just meant the people in general.
I meant the president.
Oh, fuck. I don't remember. It don't matter. It was really me. I had some bullshit to pop up, but I can't even remember. This has been an interesting conversation about
Trey's mainly anti-science.
a very mainly anti what?
Science.
Oh, was it when I said we'll go out on a boat and figure out the curve of the earth?
That
Okay,
wasn't it
I was
either because
worried.
I believe in that.
He's
Which
involved.
part?
What the curve of the earth? What are you talking about?
Not boats.
I know what
Going out on a boat to figure
I
out
like
the
a
curve
nice
of the earth.
ass. You think I'm gonna believe in a flat Earth?
Well, Slade wishes it was, though.
This gotta end somewhere. Yeah, right.
Slade's like, boy, Earth would be a lot better if he looked like Pluto.
All you Jupiter motherfuckers stay over there. Ooh, shit, I'm out of breath.
I like an ass that got gravitational pull.
No, I literally, I have no idea what it was, but it pissed me off for a hot second, and I can't remember.
He doesn't know what it is, but he's going to hang on to it for a week or two.
This was fucked up. I might
Tequila
drive
made Trey
home.
mad about math.
Oh, no, the second we turn these mics off, the second you take those headphones off, you go, motherfucker.
Yeah, be bad.
What's the so I don't. There's a lot of scientific questions and queries that you have brought up over the last couple of weeks, and we were talking off air, you and I, about where east and west stop,
Yeah.
and that
Prime Meridian?
well,
Who decided that? How far east do you go before you're going west?
This was funny. She knows.
everybody knows more than us.
Yeah.
Well, you could swing a dead cat, you'd
Yeah.
hit 6 people who know more than us, and there's
Gotcha.
a bar next door.
What does it?
If
mean?
you're in an airplane, How far east do you go before you're going west?
So hang on. So let's think
If
for
you
a second.
fly to Korea-
So hang on. So north and south, this is a solvable problem. We have poles and we have magnetic poles,
And we have
right?
the equator.
But you have magnetic poles. At some point, your compass is gonna adjust. So east to west, that's just some made up shit. So whoever made it up first gets to decide. I would guess that wherever 0 degrees latitude,
That's the prime meridian.
is that the prime? So that's
Yes.
where is that,
If you're flying from L.A. to Korea,
motherfucker? Where is it? In the
That's-
middle,
yeah,
the
it's
international date line.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right.
Wait, so hang on. What's in Greenwich, Switzerland?
Hang on.
Where what's where 0 GMT or what? I'm
The
making.
prime meridian.
I'm saying all I'm doing
the
is
prime
saying.
meridian.
I always
saying-
thought Greenwich was in the UK. I didn't know it was in Switzerland.
I'm saying.
It is in
I'm
the
literally.
UK.
It may be in the
Okay.
UK. I'm literally
Not
saying
even.
all the words I learned at one time. It's if you go to the prime meridian at 0 degrees GMT in Zurich, Switzerland. That's the prime
So the
meridian.
prime meridian runs through Eastern Africa,
It also runs through. I'm guessing the
That looks
UK or
Portugal?
wherever the fuck Greenwich medium.
like Portugal. Yeah,
But fuck made up lines on
we
a
know
map.
nothing.
If you're in an airplane looking at a compass and you're flying east, how long do you fly before the compass says you're going west?
It never changes. Whatever direction you're going, it just stays there, forever and ever.
I
and
don't
ever.
think so.
You can't go east to California, bud.
You can go east to California.
Yeah, because then you'll
No,
end up
'cause here's
going
the thing.
west.
If you go east from here, eventually you will get to California by going
yeah,
east.
but-
I've
and wouldn't that-
circumnavigated the globe 2 times.
And wouldn't that be against it being round? Because if you go and eat, you gonna end up around. You're gonna go.
We've
to the
established
other
this
side,
round.
right?
We've established this round for the sake
I'm
of this
just saying.
conversation.
Okay,
He's
I
he's
apologize.
humoring us.
Look, I don't know what this nigga's talking about, so I'm
so-
just listening.
Well, I
If-
don't think they're flat.
if
I don't want that to
eventually
be-
you go east, if you just continue to go east, you will never go west. It will always point east.
But you could end up west.
Yes, because the world is round.
Boy, that's a mind fuck.
It is. Yet you can continuously go east. Eventually, you end up in the Western Hemisphere, but you never
Well,
stop
say
going
you
east.
just take off through space east.
Well, that's different
There
because there is
exists-
no because
There's
east,
no circle.
but also north, south, east, and west are based on polar coordinates. In space, you have directional. You have 360 degrees and 360 degrees, right? So you have
I
X
never seen a
X
space
X mark
compass.
X.
I don't know what it says.
Well, that's what you would do though. If you're looking at a 360 degree space, how would you talk about where to go? You would have to go somewhere on the x-axis, somewhere on the y-axis, and then somewhere a different direction.
There exists no east or west fixed point, so there is no directional threshold in the travels.
This
You
motherfucker
may say
Wikipedia's me to
one
death.
is traveling toward the east,
I just
Asia,
want to say
etc.,
this.
while traveling west, but one is not traveling in the compass direction of east.
This is like one of those. What is the sound of one hand clapping? I feel like I'm in a Buddhist fucking class.
I
You
just
want to
want
talk
to
about
say.
cereal and soup again?
Fucking
I just want to say one thing, if I can.
say 2 things and make them funny.
Nope, neither of these gonna be funny. The word, the phrase "space compass" came up. This is how involved this podcast has become. Space compass came up, and it's not an episode title.
It is now. That's
Well, I said I'd never seen a space compass. I don't
It's
know
a-
what it says.
So I watch Star Trek,
Yeah.
and I know when they give
What's your compass look like?
when they don't they go we're going here, and they give a coordinates and mark something, which is X, Y, and Z on a 3-dimensional
Okay, well that's a fictional show. Let's talk about Buzz Aldrin. What did he use?
Well, I
Did he
doubt
have a
I doubt
space
he got
compass?
to the moon by going east.
Or north? No, he had to start out north.
Hey, Jerry.
You know what I mean?
Jerry, can I pose a request?
Sure.
Can you take some of the conviction out of your questions? This motherfucker be talking cocky like he got the answers. Well, let's talk realistic. What did Buzz Aldrin use? Do you have the answer to that, Jerry?
No, I don't.
You
I
don't.
was asking a question.
Take the conviction out.
Well,
Act
it was
like
a
you
strong-
really
it
want
was
to
a
know,
strong
and
question.
not like you
Bro,
asking because you really
Sometimes
know.
he asks me
Slade.
some shit, and I feel like I'm wrong before I answer.
Wait a minute. My name is Slade.
So who's gonna answer this question? Shit, I don't know.
I don't wait. Hold on.
I
just
knew
feel
a
like
second ago.
If you
maybe
can argue
Sam.
it, you got an answer. That's
Listen,
Right.
man,
Listen, I'll argue
we your
anything.
friends. We're your friends here. You got too much boss voice. That's the problem. Too much boss bass in there.
This is boss base.
Boss bass. It's how he coming out.
That's gonna beat Space Compass.
of course.
Got the same
we
amount of S's.
boss bass.
I'm doing the math.
You
on
got
that.
too much in there.
It also
going.
sounds like the last fish you have to catch.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, shit.
Boss bass. It's gonna be a
Mario.
hit at Christmas this year. Get Boss Bass on your wall.
Super
Just
Mario
tell you shit like,
flounders.
you're late,
That's so
motherfucker.
Start
Weirdly,
singing "Hooked on a Feeling."
Yeah.
also playing the halftime show next year.
Oh, shit.
Boss Bass.
Boss Bass and Mary J. Blige.
Boss Bass and Mary J. Blige. We're going to talk about.
Do
Anybody
a
else?
bass and a catfish.
good,
It's gonna
man.
be good.
I think the next Super Bowl halftime show should be.
The shit.
I think it should be
came through the
Cardi B
speakers.
and Megan Thee Stallion because everybody bitched when J Lo and Shakira
Yeah, it's
did
boss
it. They were like-
ass.
They're not old enough yet.
But no, I'm saying when
That's
J Lo and Shakira did it, everybody was like, "Why are they dressed like whores?" And I'm like, "Oh, stop crying before I give you something to cry about. Let's
I
give
don't know
you."
if you
Who
noticed.
cried for that, Argentina? I was
oh,
full
they
blown
were-
on that.
Twitter was
People were
nuts.
pissed off, man.
Yeah,
Middle-aged
people
white
were mad.
women were really unhappy about
Yeah, well,
that.
Twitter should stop getting that haircut.
That's really funny.
Settle down, Karens.
Here's the thing, man. If you playing the Super Bowl, your ass is old. It's like weird. That's what they want you to do. They only want to see
Katy
old
Perry
people
did it.
shaking their ass. Yeah.
Katy Perry did it.
Yeah, and the white people age like what?
That's right. She was white people 47.
This
when she-
this bitch was a banana. It literally had a banana. When the banana, what the
They're
banana?
like, "Bitch, you got 37 minutes left for the crow's feet kick in."
Yeah, that's
Get your ass out here.
literally they
Get out
hired.
here on your puppet
She
lion.
was burning up on re-entry.
Yeah.
Like she was.
I got a spackling knife. Get on stage.
She was relativity was proven during that halftime show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
when
to
they-
come back to your math,
When
but
they
Linebacker.
handed out the trophy, she hit menopause. It was
She
before
was
we
like, I can't even do next year.
before we tie this episode up, we have a few minutes to get to. Are there any other mathematical equations that have astounded you? That any other things that you have fallen into rabbit hole wise that you were like, holy shit!
No, I mean most of it I figured out reading enough, but
All right.
I don't do good. Like you were talking about watching the documentary, I can't watch and let somebody tell me the information. But if I can read it, I can usually.
So some of the
Absorb it
documentaries,
better.
specifically the ones that get into fractals and quantum physics and all that stuff, particle
And we're back.
mechanics. But when you do that, the visual representations they give you are so helpful. Like you're like, oh, I didn't get it because people talking to me. All right, whatever. That's
I like them
no,
little
I
black
like
and white
listen. I'm
drawings
gonna go
in the
back to
book.
dumb shit. I'm gonna start watching fucking Inked or whatever.
I
the-
like listening to y'all.
Tattoo
I
Hero.
just be trying to figure out how the fuck you get to the point where you like, yo, I'm gonna watch a documentary.
Here's
on
why. Because
math.
here's why.
That's
because
all I'm
here's
confused
how.
on.
Three
Because-
joints.
No, yes, and a lot of 3 joints, a lot of mushrooms, but also this fucks me up sometimes because I sit back and I'm like, once you start digging into the nature of reality, right? Like what we actually are. Once you get past the bullshit biblical church shit on a Sunday into how we actually process information and what this is and all of that.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you don't think about that 24/7. Like it cripples me.
Oh, that's
Like I
'cause
have
you
to,
just too
I have
free.
to disconnect from it. And so if you're gonna show me somebody smarter than me explaining the fundamental physics of what we
interesting, yeah.
are, then
Yeah.
I'm 1,000%
that's-
in over me having to watch some dumb reality TV show where somebody's trying to pick their forever husband based on a rose.
That's
you
what Joe
remember-
Rogan said. Remember when he said inward? No, I'm just kidding.
That's-
That's actually what he was saying.
One.
What
Can
Joe
we talk
Rogan
for-
said
hey,
is
real
people are too cocky
Real talk.
because
That Joe
they
Ro-
don't know what's going on.
I just want to say that as Rogan comes up, we haven't discussed it on the podcast, but that video of him saying is wildly offensive to me, and if you look at it, when India Ari posted that video, she just posted it, man, and it's Joe, thousands of hours
Yeah,
of the
it's bad.
podcast distilled down, and it's if you listen to it or watch it and you're not offended, I don't know what to tell you because she didn't credit the videographer or the editor in that at all. Like there's an artist who did 1,000 hours of work. He had to listen to everything Joe Rogan ever said to clip out. You've clipped up shit. And she didn't even credit that motherfucker. So am offended.
You are right. I'm offended too, because that guy should be hung like the word that was used.
All right, well, that's all I had. Really, it was one punchline. But the point was, well, I don't remember what the point was. You're gonna have to tell me. Was it
What
whatever
was
he
the
was
point
mad
we
at
were
earlier?
saying? What were we saying?
Oh, I was just saying.
Oh,
that
how are
he,
you
he
not
said,
obsessed by what the fuck we
What's
are
going on in the world?
24/7?
What I was gonna say to you was like, you remember in Black Panther when T'Challa and Shuri, they were talking about all the technology, and Shuri was talking about all the cool things vibranium could do, and Andy Serkis's white ass was in the corner like, what the fuck are they talking about? This is the exact opposite.
That's so funny. Yeah.
This is. Look at these
I
two
don't
motherfuckers
know.
in the vibranium.
I'm just trying not to be nervous when I see police lights.
Yeah, I know.
people don't get as nervous when Slade's accent talks about it.
That's it's
When I start talking about Pythagoras, people are like, "What the?"
because you keep calling them Pythagoras.
No, you have a cool.
You emphasize my favorite
to us,
letters.
fractal sounds like what happens to our skull if we smart off to the cops. That's what fractal
No,
sounds like.
dude, when you it's like an obsession, and I get it fucks with my head like on a fundamental level. So we're there. I was happy
I'm
with
with
the
you.
we're talking non-math
Yo,
earlier. Get back to the asses I like.
Your voice is sultry. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Very savory.
salty,
Yeah,
gravy.
No, savory. Yeah,
Oh,
you can hear the gravy
sultry.
in your throat. So
Yeah, got that chicken fried.
Wait,
steak.
hang on. We describing everybody's voice as a food now?
It
I
just-
thought he
Is that
said
the
my
game?
voice was
No,
salty.
just
If Jerry Wayne's
Please
if
don't.
Jerry Wayne's voice was a food, it would 1,000% be chicken fried steak
I
with
said
white
chicken fried
gravy.
steak. Yeah.
Absolutely, double gravy
Nah,
Please don't.
with
say
French
that.
fries and probably
a Dr.
corn,
Pepper.
corn and a definite Dr Pepper.
Yeah, dirty dish.
That's fair.
Somewhere there.
That's fair. I don't know what anybody else's would be. Yours would be ribs for sure. Ribs.
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 Okay,
yeah, something.
You be
something
ribs or a
smoked.
brisket, but
Ribs
something
and a pack of cools.
something smoked with a shot of Jack Daniels ish. That's
I was about
fair.
to say. I was like, that's nicer than what I thought you were gonna say.
That's fair. We just skip
I
us.
don't know. I'm probably lima beans.
Lima beans.
Nobody wants it.
No. you're a whole potluck.
Nah, your voice ain't
like
bad. Your voice
everybody
ain't
has
bad.
touched it.
Oh, that's really funny.
It's an
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
your potato salad. Everybody gets a scoop. Just
And everybody argues about what it should sound like.
who put cranberries in this?
It is
motherfucker?
potato salad. Black people say it's made wrong. White people say it's made wrong.
Yes.
I thought I got there.
I was just cleaning it up.
He tagged it.
Cleaning it up.
That's solid as fuck.
Oh, that's strong. Let's get out of here before y'all tell me what I am. This episode is
Oh, we all know what you are.
we got episode 1,000.
Small white ass. It's not a dish, but it can be eaten.
It's a salad and kombucha.
No, I would never touch that. Episode 1,000 is close. We have 2 more weeks worth of these, and then we're gonna get into 999 and 1,000. 1,000 will happen on its own. We don't know when. Somewhere during that week, but not the Monday. Ooh, some ASMR. Do that closer to the microphone. Get me fucking hard under this table.
He keeps gripping it like that in my hand.
Not anymore. Boy, that'll kill a mood. That will kill a
Got
mood.
me a new Valentine.
Jerry Wayne Longmire and Trey Tutson, the new benefer of the show. Thanks to Nuria for showing up with a bottle of Jameson. We appreciate you being in studio. We have a Discord server if you want to be part of it. God damn it, I will break that bottle if you don't. Turn that microphone down.
Do you
turn
call
it down?
Little Jerry?
Turn it down. It's literally your technique is bothering me at this point.
What the fuck is happening?
He told me to jack Jerry off fake.
Jesus
He
Christ.
told me to metaverse jack him off.
No, I said take this trash to the dumpster. This is what happens to you every time. I just said take the trash to the dumpster, and look what happens.
Would y'all stop speaking in hillbilly?
No,
I would like.
I was
Trey.
speaking at Applebee's, and you listen. This is,
When Jerry said you could have some of my cracklings, that's not what he meant.
Jerry, if I suck this, will you still die?
this side of the table, still holding court. Yes, but probably from heart failure. We are gonna do that. God damn it!
God damn, where did that come from? I talked math with you, motherfucker.
with you, motherfucker? Oh my God.
We had a moment over fractals. Shit.
What the melt with you? That was his we went to Cancun.
That was his I paid for dinner, bitch.
I love you guys more than anything in this world. Ah,
Can we please cut this off?
right now, Will Loading, Goodwill Loading in the background. Thank you for what you do. The rest of you find us on episode 1000. Everything we do is on YouTube. You're going to want to subscribe there. Let's get the fuck out of here. Peace.
They don't want no problems. Nah.
Music provided by Scarface. Thank you for listening to yet another excellent episode of the Whiskey Brothers Podcast, the world's funniest podcast ever. The Whiskey Brothers Podcast was made in America by Americans, mostly in and around the Houston area. All content copyright the Whiskey Brothers. This concludes our broadcast day. Goodbye.